to show you how to do a denim jeans hem and how to get up and over that really thick seam that is created at the bottom. So first off, I'm going to just touch actually, let's use our sewing advisor. Heavier fabric, okay, so fabric C and then seam. And the first thing I'm going to do is just go ahead and put my fabric at the 15 millimeter, that's 5/8 of an inch, and sew a seam. Now, I'm going to detour for just a second. I'm going to go ahead and, who likes to cheat? I like to cheat from time to time. And with that, we're going to do a little top stitching with a foot that comes with this machine. This is a blind hem foot. It's foot D. And you're going to notice it has a big toe and a little toe, but the toes are not level. The little toe is actually taller than the big toe. So I'm going to actually set this up for some top stitching. Now this isn't the one you'd want to use all the time, but in a pinch it works. So I'm going to take my needle and I'm going to move it over to the far left needle position, so minus 3.5 down here. I'm going to kind of finger press open my seam. I'm going to lower my presser foot down once and twice, and then that way I can wiggle it side to side and get it exactly where I want it to go. And then as I kind of peel this open, I'm running the seam right down between the two toes, kind of hugging it up against the big toe. And that small toe, which is actually taller, is sitting on the higher side of my seam. And I'll show you what it looks like. All right. Okay, so we just did some top stitching. Isn't that perfect? The perfection comes because of the foot. Now, what foot you would really want to use is the edge joining foot available at your Husqvarna Viking dealer. So I'm going to just reselect seam, and we're on woven heavy. That puts my needle back to the center needle position, and it calls for B foot, so I'm going to put my B foot back on. All right, so now it's for that seam. So we're going to fold it up 2 times. That would be where you'd measure and probably press, but today we're just going to kind of fold. But that center part right here, this is the booger part, that's the part that is really hard to go over. Now, once you have this all pressed and pinned, keep in mind that when we say top stitching, we mean it. We stitch from the top because you get a prettier stitch. If you stitch from this side, yes, you can see this back edge, but sometimes that bottom thread is a little wiggly looking because of all the thicknesses it has to go through, and the needle goes straight, but sometimes it comes out on the other side of the weave of the fabric, so it doesn't look as straight as it could be. Now here's what we're going to do. You need to get out the multi-purpose tool, and one of its purposes is to help go over a thick area. Notice you have thin side and a thick side. So set the machine to stop with the needle in the down position, which it is, and as you get up to it, now honestly I could probably go right up and over this without any trouble, but I want to show you how this tool works. As soon as it starts to go up the mountain, that's where you start to get little stitches. You feel like you need to push the fabric, that breaks the needle, and not good things happen. Take the tool, I'm going to use the thinner side, slide it underneath the toes back here and up to the seam. What it does is it puts the foot on more of a plateau, so it just needs to go ahead and stitch, but it's level. That's the key. The foot is level. And then coming off the big lump, you'll find that if you just go ahead and put the tool right up to it and stitch into the little middle section until the foot will come down onto the new height of the seam here, and then we're set. Now we have nice even stitches even over those really thick areas. Look how pretty that is. And all because we didn't have to push it, pull it. Yes, you do want to put a denim needle in there to really make sure it goes over it nicely, but this can really help get you over the edge. Also too, if you need to stitch right near the edge here where it's really thick, and you go to put that presser foot down and it's all angled up at you, you can use this tool to kind of guide you straight. Put it underneath the foot. See, now the foot is level, and it'll start immediately stitching into my fabric without having to try to go up onto the fabric as I get started. And we can put another little stitching line right there. Let's see what it looks like. So perfect stitches right from the very first stitch because it didn't have to climb up that mountain there. So multi-purpose tool, using the sewing advisor and having the right stitch length preset for us, and cheating just a little bit using our blind hem foot for some top stitching, all makes for the perfect jeans hem.